Hey, what's good fam? Frenzy here, and today we are going to take on Memory of Chaos. Now, this is actually my first time tackling Memory of Chaos. But yeah, I actually have not done Memory of Chaos before now, and that's just because I really did not have a second team ready, but now I feel a little bit more comfortable where I won't be completely frustrated, because I don't know if I'm going to upload or not, but I spent a good amount of time today recording my level grind to just go ahead and get ready for this. And I swear to God, like mostly an hour was spent taking care of, you know what, actually I'm kind of like, okay, that's real quick. But yeah, it took me an hour just to go ahead and sort the relics because I never took the time to just go through my epic or epic relics and see which ones I wanted to go ahead and keep. So I did that today. I also took the time to go ahead and farm a couple materials to level up talents, stuff like that. It was mostly hunt related, and that was so I can go ahead and get my yen up. Actually, yo, even though they don't have the quantum weakness, just go straight for them. Nice. See if we can get a quantum break on you. No, it's fine, whatever.
What a headache.
Awesome, there we go. And plus we have Sela, her ult for like the next one.
Nice. Oh my god.
No, yo, I cannot get my quantum weakness, man. Alright, y'all. So for time's sakes, I'm gonna go ahead and give you the too long didn't watch version. And the way I wanted to go ahead and do this was I'm simply gonna go ahead and give you my thoughts on how my characters did on any specific challenge. So let's go ahead and kick it off with Scylla. Honestly, Scylla continues to show me why she was indeed an amazing choice to go ahead and wish for, or summon for, because she's simply been an outstanding DPS throughout the whole game's life cycle so far. But really nothing to add. She's one of my best build characters, and I continue to keep her as my best build character to try to. Next up, Silverwolf. Now I really enjoy Silverwolf, and especially paired with Scylla, but here is my first issue. Usually I run a duo elemental team, so either of course with Scylla, the Quantum would be one element, and the second one being usually Lightning, maybe Fire. It just depends on what I'm trying to do. And when you have three elements, I saw the instant differences when it comes to my chances of getting the element weakness that I need. But she's still a super solid unit, man, and I really can't say I regret any aspects of her. She's really been one of my best units. I don't really have much to say about Natasha. I left her in the gutter for a minute as far as being geared up and ready to go, but I had to go and get a second healer for my second team, and she has been outstandingly solid. Like, yeah, sure, Bailu, I probably like her heals a whole lot more and her kit as a whole, but she really has been outstanding as far as keeping my team alive, more than I really expected. So yeah, big shout out to Natasha, man. One of my favorite 4-star units. And last but not least, Fire MC. He's cool. Yeah, that's all I got. He's cool. Now my next team, Jing continues to be fairly outstanding as soon as there's at least, I would say, 2 or 3 targets in the battlefield. And as long as he's not getting CC, which significantly cuts down his DPS when he is. He is definitely somebody I really enjoy as an Air Edition AoE unit. He does fall off pretty hard when it comes to a single unit, but with his passive, his talent, he still manages to keep up with everyone else. Everyone understands the power and cuteness of Bailu. Yan is someone who I continue to preach is completely underrated because he is such a powerful DPS unit. Even though he does have a nice spike under conditions of not being attacked, people count it as he's completely useless about it, which I completely agree with. I think he has a lot of great crit bonuses even without his talent popping off, but either way, like I said, amazing DPS, highly slept on. And lastly, Himiko, after this match, I honestly made sure I lifted up my Himiko just a little bit because she was doing absolutely nothing out there. But once I gave her a little bit of love, I think that she started to do well enough. But Himiko will definitely be the next character I work on. Okay, and before we end up doing the next one, we are currently on 3. I don't know how far we're going to make it. I'm going to go ahead and guess like maybe 5 or 6. But either way, yo, let me go ahead and work on my Himiko a little bit because I feel like she needs just a little bit of like stats, man. And we're gonna go ahead and we're going to skip 3 because 3 was pretty much similar results. We mostly just walked all over them, and beyond that too, it was actually a little bit easier since I desperately lifted up my Himiko to a respectable level. Honestly, I can't even say respectable, but hey, better than what she was before. So yeah, let's go ahead and go straight into 4. But before that, here's this beautiful prediction. Awesome. I still think we have a decent amount of time to do the second half, and we are kind of loaded on DPSs in this one. with Bailu doing the solo healing, which I think is probably going to be okay. So I'm going to take a guess. I think my first barrier is going to be the fact that I just do not have a good defensive support for maybe my second team. So I think Bailu might struggle with a solo carry, but for now I think we'll be okay. That's what I like to see, man, because I feel like a failure when it's like just a 2-star clear. Now stage 4 is a lot more interesting. This is the first stage that I could only get a 2-star on, at least with my first attempt, because I wasn't taking the time to attempt it a second time. Now first team of Bailu, Scylla, Jing, and Himiko did perfectly fine. I thought it was sort of balanced, but Himiko is damn near not a DPS with how poorly she's built. So I figured that they would need probably Jing and Scylla on the same team. And, well, technically, like I said, the first team worked out perfectly fine. However, my issue ended up being my second team. I feel like they took way too many turns and the DPS just was not there yet. I would say the issue was, one, my supports do need a bit more time and care so that they could potentially either take turns quicker or deal just a little bit more damage. But if you're lacking damage, generally you don't look for your supports to help you out. Even though I could use some more offensive-oriented supports, I think that's probably one of my issues. I love Wolf, and she is one of my main characters when it comes to playing content, but she isn't exactly someone who's going to deal a lot of DPS. So I guess it comes down to Yan, and my Yan just simply is not built as well as my Scylla. Even though he does do amazing damage, I feel like he does need a little bit of a speed buff or somebody to help him get over the hump. Or like I said, just straight up better gear would also help, but either way, 2-star, I'll take it. On to the next one. Memory of Chaos 5 is a similar story to 4, where I feel like I'm almost hitting the wall. The only thing this round really showed me was the fact that, yes, my Scylla is basically able to solo carry as my DPS. However, I cannot say the same about my other carries. So for my second team, I tried to load up on a bit more damage. So I have Bailu as my solo defensive unit, and then we have also Jing, Yan, and Wolf on the same team. And unfortunately, they still get outdamaged by Scylla. Alright, so things are kind of going how I predicted. 1, 2, 3, we got 3 stars on. 4 and 5, we got 2 stars on. So it kind of run out of steam. I'm going to assume that 6 is probably going to be the wall that we hit. And if we do get 6, though, we will get, I believe, 15. Yeah, we'll get 15. So I think that's probably where we'll stop at. So let's see how it goes. Let's build our team and see what we get for this. Okay, obviously this isn't happening. So what I learned from this is I'm gonna need to do a couple of things. One, my DPSs doesn't have to be quite Scylla level, but they do need to be built a whole lot better. Secondly, I'm going to need, I want to say, another defensive support. So I'm thinking I'm looking at another preservation unit. And beyond that too, I think I'm going to need another offensive support, or I'm sorry, let me go ahead and rephrase that. I'm going to need a offensive support. I'm looking at Yukong, I'm looking at Asta. Obviously, it's going to take a lot of resources, but I definitely think that's something worth tackling before I do the next Memory of Chaos. But beyond that, if you made it to the end, thank you so very much for watching. I appreciate you. Like it if you want some more Honkai Star Rail content. But for now, peace.